You're gonna get all the tea. You're gonna get the lock tea and you're gonna get the loose natural hair tea. So you're getting double the content. Like, who doesn't want that? Hey guys, it's Vanessa and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be answering all of the most asked questions I've gotten since I cut off my locks. For those of you who don't know, I had locks for about 12 years and I've recently cut them off. Well, combed and cut them. We'll talk more about that later, but I've had locks for a really long time and I recently decided to get rid of them. Right now, as you can see, I have had a silk press done. And I did film that whole entire experience because it was my first ever silk press. So look out for that video coming soon. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to be answering every single major question that I've gotten since I've taken out my locks. Why I did it, how I did it, was it hard, how I feel afterwards, do I miss my locks? Just all the good juicy questions, you guys. So if you are interested in hearing about mainly why I cut my locks, then please keep watching. Alright, so I'm just gonna get right into it. The first question is, why did you comb out your locks? Did anything inspire this? So the major question that I've gotten this entire time has been, of course, why did you cut off your locks? Your beautiful locks. They looked so great and they fit me. I've had them for so long. Why cut them off? Every time someone asks me that question, I basically just tell them the short answer, which is it was time. And that is true. Like I keep saying, I've had locks for 12 years, over a decade. When I first started them, I was 10 years old. I was in elementary school, going into middle school. I basically grew up with locks. When I started like really paying attention to my appearance, I was always that one person that looked different than everyone else. A lot of people didn't understand my hair and why I came to school with the same hair every single day. Most people thought, you know, it was weave and that I was just wearing that same hairstyle to school every day. It was weird. I just grew up having locks from an early age. It was all I knew. It was just my lifestyle. I never got to play and experiment with my own loose natural hair during the time where most young Black girls would be learning about their hair, getting the protective styling, the braids, straightening their hair and perming their hair and stuff like that. I didn't go through any of those phases myself because I had locks for so long. There were points in time where I would think, oh, I wish that, you know, I didn't have dreads anymore. I just wonder what it would be like. Every time I would think that, I would instantly just get that thought out of my mind because I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, why would you ever cut your hair? Like, this is what you wanted. This is a commitment. You signed up for this, basically. So I'm like, oh, I can't give up. That would always be my thing. Like, I never wanted to give up. It's because I genuinely did love them and I had inspiration. Like I always tell you guys, I never had any trouble with having locks. At home, both my parents had dreadlocks. My mom knew how to do my hair. I didn't really have to worry about how to do locks, how to start them, the products to use. Like I had all of that information and guidance at home. It was just my lifestyle, and every time I would think about cutting them, it never happened. Fast forwarding to now, my birthday just passed. I'm 22. I just felt like I didn't really want to have locks anymore. I started thinking about it more and more because before, when I would think about it, it was just sporadic, occasional. Recently, I can say that I was definitely thinking about it a lot more than usual. I couldn't get the thought out of my mind. And then I thought, okay, well, I know for sure now that I do want to take them out, but maybe I'll just wait until like the end of the year to take them out and give it some time, right? But I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I'm going to keep making videos and doing the whole social media thing when in reality, I'm not going to feel right with myself because I know that I don't want locks anymore. In order to basically stay true to myself, I decided to finally get rid of them. Another reason why I didn't ever go through with taking them out when I was younger was because I thought the only option would be for me to cut them out. Watching YouTube videos, I realized that you can actually comb them out, which was a relief to me because I felt like, okay, so maybe one day I really can take out my locks if I choose to. So now, 2019, here I am, 12 years later from starting my locks, and now I don't have them anymore. I never thought that I would do this. I never thought that I would take the initiative and actually do something like this. It's a really big change for me in my life. I don't think a lot of people realize that. You'll know when it's time for you. If you're someone who is on a lock journey right now and you're debating it, I'm going to tell you right now, because a lot of people have asked me that are thinking about cutting off their locks. Like, why did I do it? What made me want to do it? How did I know I was sure? I just knew. Like, I can't really explain it. It's just a feeling. You know when you're ready to do something major like this. Over the course of years, months, like, I've been thinking about this. I just turned 22 in April, and I just started like doing some real self-reflection and just thinking about where I see myself in 5-10 years. I started thinking about my hair because it was like a major factor in me doing YouTube and the whole social media influencer thing. You know, a big part of where my following came from in the first place. So I was just sitting here thinking to myself, like, do I want to do this forever? Do I want to have locks forever? And I knew I didn't. Do I wait till I've had locks for 20 years to take them out? Like, when is the right time? Decided to myself, there is just never gonna be a right time. When you know you want to do something, you just gotta do it. If you've been thinking about doing something for a long time, you just keep thinking about it, it keeps popping in your head, you can't stop thinking about it, you just need to do it. I knew I wanted to do it, but I was kind of scared. I was so nervous about what people would say, what people would think, if I would still feel the same way about myself afterwards, if I would still be confident in myself. I just had so many thoughts, guys, and I'm being extremely transparent and open with you guys about this. Kind of got bored with my locks. I feel like that sounds so bad, but when you have locks for 12 years, other people can tell you at some point, you know, they just got over it. Some people get rid of their locks and then want them back in a couple weeks. Some people cut off their locks and it was the best decision for them. I believe that you should do what you really want to do. Whether it's cut your hair, wear a wig, do a crazy style, do whatever you want, because it is your life, it's your decision, it's your hair. I just knew that I needed to do what was best for me, and that's exactly what I did. That's basically why I got rid of my locks. The next question, how did you do it? Did you cut and comb out your locks? Yes. So for me to do an entire lock, it took me 30 to 60 minutes to finish all the way up until the root. Combed out my locks from the regular length for about half of the locks. When I got halfway through, I started cutting them to about right here and then combing them out from there. I did it that way, one, because it was easier on time. When I cut the locks from right here and combed it out from there, it only took about 15, maybe 20 minutes to comb out rather than 30 to 60 minutes doing it from the full length of my lock. And two, I also did that because by cutting it from here, I was already getting rid of the shed hair from all the way down here. I would comb it out and then all that hair would stop from right here and shed. All that would be shed hair. And then from right here is where the tangled hair would stay attached to the root of my head. Really hope this is making sense. It's probably not. I'm so sorry. It was a lot easier just to cut it from here because everything below would be shed hair anyway. So I cut and combed out my locks. How long did it take for you to completely get rid of your locks? So it took me about 5 whole days in order to get rid of all of my locks completely. I'm talking long days, you guys. I had to call out of work twice in order to finish, and I didn't record every single day. In the video, you only see like day 1 and day 2 of me doing it because the rest of those days I was just over it. I was just in my room surrounded with shed hair everywhere. Like, there was hair everywhere, you guys. No exaggeration. Yes, it took me 5 entire days to get rid of my locks. At certain points, I was up like all night, no sleep, just to get rid of these locks, guys. It took forever. I know it takes some people a lot longer. I've heard it taking people 3 weeks to a month to take out their locks. It just depends on the person, how determined you are to get this done. If you're not in a rush, of course, it's gonna take you 3 weeks to a month, maybe a couple months in order to get rid of all of them. What did you use to get rid of the locks? Did you use conditioner, oil, a rat tail comb? The method that you see me doing in the video is me using water, conditioner, a whole lot of conditioner, like completely saturating the lock and picking it up from there so that it basically loosens up the tangled hair in the lock and makes it a lot easier to get through. I did that also for about half of the locks that I had in my head. And then when I got halfway through, I actually saw a video on YouTube of a girl taking out her locks. She said in the video that it was a lot easier for her to comb out her locks dry rather than wet with conditioner. So I actually tried that, and it was pretty easy to do it dry as well. For anyone who's wondering about how I did it, I did do both methods. I did with wetting my hair using conditioner and also just dry. I found it easier, a little bit easier to do it dry, just because I didn't have to stop between each lock to saturate my hair in water and put a whole lot of conditioner on it. I would just go through the locks dry and just keep going through them. I kind of did a little bit of everything with getting rid of my locks. I tried a little bit of different things. Now, when I say comb out, I really didn't use a comb to comb it out. I used a pair of tweezers that had a really pointy end, because it was just so much easier for me, and because that was the only thing I had in my house, so that's what I was going to use. I didn't really want to use a rat tail comb either, just because I found it really easy to use the tweezers that I had. I didn't think I needed to go out and buy a rat tail comb anyway. I didn't think it was necessary. I've seen a lot of people comb out their locks with tinier tools, such as the tweezers that I use. I've seen people use safety pins and stuff like that, just to really get in there. My locks weren't really super thick. They were about the size of a pencil. Some were a little bigger, some were a little smaller than that. So I feel like a rat tail comb wouldn't really be able to penetrate that well, because my locks weren't super thick. Are you going to start a new set of locks? I have gotten this question a whole lot. At first, I would tell people, no, I don't want locks anymore, I'm okay. So I kept all of them that I cut. I kept them all. I still love my locks. I think I look great with them. You know, me and my locks didn't have beef. We didn't have no problems. I just was ready for a change. But I do sometimes miss them. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe in the future I would definitely reattach my locks, just because, you know, I loved them. I loved having them. It was an experience. Because I've already gone through that experience, I'm not scared. Like, I don't have any fear when it comes to starting a new set. It'll just be like familiar for me. So yeah, I would definitely start a new set of locks. How long did you have them? I had locks for 12 years. How many locks did you have? I had 81 locks in total. Did you grow them out and then chop them off? I wasn't really worried about having a lot of new growth and then cutting off my locks, just because I knew I would have some length, so I wasn't really concerned with like having my hair grow and then cutting them. My hair wasn't freshly retwisted when I did comb them out. Did I keep my locks? Yes, I did keep my locks, and I'm going to show you guys. I kept both my locks in the bag of shed hair. So just give me 1 second. So this is the bag of shed hair. Oof, I'm going to try to show this to you guys without spilling it. Here's a close-up. It's a close-up for y'all, so you can see. There you go. Look at that. It's huge. Now, if you see stuff in it, some of it is from it being on the floor, because I picked a lot of this up off of the floor. But a lot of it is also lint. I didn't have any buildup in my locks, but I definitely did have some lint, as you guys can see. Yeah, had a lot of lint in there. This is my bag of locks. I want to say I have a little over 40. No, I'm not selling them. I'm keeping them in case I want to reattach in the future. This is what we got going on, y'all. These are my locks, my beautiful babies. Does your head feel lighter? Yes, my head feels a lot lighter. I noticed after I cut that last lock, I just shook my head a little bit, and I was like, wow, this feels different. I really like having short hair. Like, I don't mind it at all. Of course, I do want my natural hair to grow. I'm feeling it. I'm loving it. Did you cry? I did not cry. Although this is a very emotional thing, if I ever wanted to cry during this process, it was simply because it was taking so long. In the video, you can see I was so aggravated, you guys. If you are trying to take out your locks, if you plan to do that, I need you to know right now that the process is going to be annoying. If you can get someone to help you, Decide if you want them to be completely cut off, if you want to comb them all out to retain some length. Length mattered to me, but it didn't matter to me a whole lot, just because I knew I would have a whole lot of shed hair. I knew that there was no way that my hair was going to be all the way down here. Having locks for 12 years and your hair never shedding like a loose natural, you're going to have a lot of shedding. Adding on to the fact that I bleached my hair like 4 times and colored it a whole lot, so I more than likely still have color damage from that. So a lot of my shedding, I believe, came from that as well. Some people will comb out their locks and not have as much shedding as me. Some people may have more. So it just depends on the person. No, I did not cry during this process. It just was extremely annoying. It gave me anxiety. It was just way too much. The process, like I said, took 5 days. 5 days of sitting in your room combing out locks will drive you crazy. So you need to be prepared mentally for this, because it is a lot. Do you feel any different? Yes. When I first got rid of them, I just washed my hair, deep conditioned, put some gel in it, and I just got to breathe finally, and it felt so good, you guys. I feel new. I feel like I can try so many new things. A lot of people have been asking for an update on my loose natural hair, you know, how I've been doing with it and everything. It has not been easy, I can tell you that. Loose natural hair is definitely a lot more difficult than having locks. Locks are a lot more low maintenance, a lot more simple to just wake up, put some gel on, do a quick retwist, and go about your day. With my loose natural hair, I feel like I have to put in so much more effort in order to make it look good. I do not know my hair type at all, which I feel like wouldn't help me anyway, just because products don't work for everyone, which I tell you guys all the time. Products that you see people use on YouTube, you can try them out, but that doesn't mean that they will necessarily work for you. Whether it's a loose natural hair journey or a lock journey, it's all trial and error. You just gotta figure out what works for you, and that's literally what I'm doing right now. Very last question for you guys is, what's next? That is a very good question, because I am still figuring all of that out, to be quite honest with you. The styles that I've been doing lately have been doing wash and goes. I did a couple twist outs, did a high puff, I did finger coils. When your loose natural hair has been locked for so long, when it's finally free and everything, it takes a while for your curls to get back to what they used to be. So I'm just gonna give it time. I'm not rushing the process at all. That's pretty much it. I'm just really trying to get to know my hair. I'm still going to be here for you guys that have locks. Like, that is not going to change. I'm still going to be making lock videos. My thoughts on locks has not changed at all. I'm still going to be helping you guys out. I know a lot of you have subscribed to my channel and have been brought here because of dreadlocks, because of my locks. So I'm not going to forget about you guys. I'm not just going to completely switch over and only do loose natural hair videos. I got you guys, don't worry. You can still DM me, message me on my Instagram. I'll have the handle here for you guys. I really only want people to subscribe and to be here watching my videos and supporting me if you support me as an individual. Because if you only really like me for my hair, then you can just click out of this video now and press unsubscribe. I am a genuine person, and I only want genuine people to be on this channel with me, going through this journey and supporting me no matter what change I go through, whether it's growing my hair out super long or shaving it bald. And if you can't understand it, still accept it and respect it anyway. If you are new here and you decide to subscribe, just know this content is going to be lit, okay? You're gonna get all the tea. You're gonna get the lock tea and you're gonna get the loose natural hair tea. So you're getting double the content. Like, who doesn't want that? If anyone is wondering how I've been since cutting my locks, I've been happy. I feel new, I feel different, and I'm just ready for this next chapter in my life. And I hope you guys are willing to join me on this new journey as well. Okay guys, that is the end of the Q&A. I hope I've answered most of your questions. If you have any other extra questions that may be more in detail about the process of me cutting my hair and everything, DM me, message me on Instagram. I always love answering your DMs and your questions. For suggestions on new videos, please just leave them all down below for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and also like this video. Please stay blessed. I will see you in my next upload. Bye y'all.